Chapter 20. Digging Graves and Digging Ore, 1890s. Goglin, term for crooked, tilted sideways. The road ahead was Goglin. Searcy County, like most of the Ozarks, still had only trails traversing the land. Many of the trails were steep, rough, and limited to animals and wagons. Some trails were for animals only and not passable by wagon. Those trails were usually a shorter route and for traveling by foot or on horseback. A wagon had to take the longer passable route. Needless to say, many routes in the hills were Goglin. Billy and Sarah lost their only son, Johnny J. Harness, in August of 1888. It was not uncommon for children to die before the age of 5. Most of the infants that died in the Harness family are boys. Research finds that in developing nations, male babies die at a higher rate. Of the 5 generations of our family that are covered in this book, an uncanny number of infant deaths are boys. Little Johnny J. died the year that his sister Nora Bell was born. And in less than 2 years later, their mother, Sarah Ann, died. The month of Sarah's death is not recorded, only the year of 1891. It is believed that Sarah is buried next to Billy in the Bear Creek Cemetery on his right side with a rock headstone with no information written on it. Records show that Billy Harness remarried that same year, and an infant boy was born to them in January of 1892. No other details of Sarah's death or Billy's subsequent marriage to Katie Flatt are known. The boy born to them was named William A. Harness, and the child died before his 2nd birthday. Upon losing 2 infant boys, Billy would not speak of them in his grief, and their memory was forgotten in time. William Alexander Billy Harness took Katie Elizabeth Flatt for a wife in 1891. She was the daughter of Alvin Albert Flatt and Orleany Curtis Flatt, and was born in Van Zant, Texas in 1863. Katie's mother, Orleany, died in 1881 when Katie was 18 years old and is buried at Witt's Spring Cemetery. She married Billy when she was 27 years old. Her younger brother John was born in the Mount Pleasant Township in 1872, which explains how Katie met Billy in the Bear Creek or Witt's Springs community. Katie's sister, Annis Cordelia Flatt Bohannon Castleberry, lived to the age of 96 years old and is buried in the Bear Creek Cemetery. Billy was widowed of Sarah Ann Castle Harness and married Katie Flatt in 1891, having 2 daughters, Victoria Torrey, age 7, and Nora Bell, age 3, from his first marriage. Tennessee Victoria Tabe 1-2-1884, 1962, 78 Gersa Johnny J.B. 1988 Ort Nora Bell. 1 Harsha 6-1888D, 1 Harsha 26, 1969, 81 Hairs. To Billy and Katie Harness were born the following children: William A. Harness B., 1892 D., 1893, Errol 1 Hor, Elizabeth Jane B., 1993 D., 1923, Oyinapaya Cares, Arizona B., 12 18 Tafoka D., 12 1977, Arithra Parker Cox, James Riley B., 39 Bionetha, 8 America B. 731 1900 Talcott D. 1998 97 Hers, Martha O. B. 925 1905 D. 5-10 1929 23. Or as with all generations of people from the time of Adam, men have had to dig graves for their loved ones. Burying the young is harder than burying the old, and a mother suffers the most from having to lay her child beneath the soil. It has been said that grief is love with no place to go. None of us can think our way out of our grief, so we have to feel our way out of it. Grief is a new normal that we are forced to accept if we are to go forward. Grieve a little every day for those you miss, and laugh a little with those who are helped by your joy. Only the living needs us, for the dead quietly rest and need nothing from the living. Besides digging holes for their loved ones to be buried, Searcy Countyans discovered deposits of lead and zinc near its north and western border. The search for minerals began from a discovery on Rush Creek in nearby Marion County around 1880. The zinc found there was remarkably pure and began when some girls searching for the family cows found a shiny rock. Hoping they had found silver, they actually had picked up a piece of zinc. After heating the rock, it did not melt, but evaporated in a rainbow of colored fumes, which indicated it was zinc. Mining began in earnest, and the Morning Star mine produced a huge zinc boulder weighing 12,750 pounds. The rock was nicknamed Jumbo and was exhibited at the 1893 Chicago World's Fair, winning the highest awards. A deposit near St. Joe brought money and people to the area to dig for zinc and some lead. Zinc is used as an alloy for making brass, and when rolled into thin sheets, is used for roof cladding or hot dipping iron to prevent rust. Zinc was also ground up and put in paints, as was lead. The demand for zinc in the 1890s was minimal, but when Germany's mines dwindled, the U.S. became a major zinc exporter. New uses for zinc created a price surge, and the process of galvanizing iron and steel made all kinds of vessels and tools rust-free. Some of the town names in the Ozark Hills reflect the prospect of the mineral thought to be there: Lead Hill, Zinc, Boxley, and Silver Hill. Although the absence of railroad into Searcy County and the region restricted the production of ore, as only mules and wagons could haul the heavy cargo out of the hills. The town of Snowball had received its name with the establishment of a post office in 1888. Afterwards, a store and a hotel were built in about 1890. By the end of the decade, the town thrived by supplying goods to the local community that was many miles from a town. To the northeast and across the Buffalo River from Snowball was a settlement named Duff on Dry Creek. In 1887, the first flour mill in Searcy County was established there by Mays and Baker, processing wheat and corn. Duff had a post office, a blacksmith shop, and several homes which flourished until the railroad came and Gilbert, Arkansas, overtook it. South of Snowball and up the mountain was another prosperous settlement called Witt's Springs. Locals would refer to the town simply as Witt, said to be named from a carving of the name Witt on a stone at a spring east of the town. It was sparsely settled before the Civil War, but afterwards began to slowly grow with the establishment of a post office in 1874. A series of businesses began to locate in the area through the 1870s and 1880s, including several merchants, a blacksmith shop, a tanning yard, a grist mill, and a sawmill. During its heyday, Witt Springs boasted one drugstore and 6 general stores serving the farming community. An old map shown below has the spelling and location of the town. The town of Burrowsville was the county seat, and the log-built courthouse was burned with its records during the Civil War. Another wooden-built courthouse was created in 1868. However, an accidental fire leveled it in 1886. Finally, in 1889, a 2-story building made of orange stone, native sandstone, was built and remains as one of the oldest courthouses in Arkansas. Due to the fires of the past, precious records have been lost forever. Reflection. In every generation of people, the brevity of life and the decay of men's work is witnessed following his seed and its flourishment. While dust and ashes overtake him, a remnant remains, and the cycle of life continues. Nearly 40 years after his unexpected death, the Alexander Alec Harness clan has endured and grown. Jenny turned 66 years old in the closing of the century in 1900, having 10 living grandchildren from her 2 living sons who had both buried their first wives and then remarried. As for man, his days are like grass. As a flower of the field, so he flourishes, for the wind passes over it, and it is gone, and its place remembers it no more. But the mercy of the Lord is from everlasting to everlasting on those who fear him, and his righteousness to children's children. Psalm 103, 15, 17.